Hey, Rox here. I just want to start this video by saying that this was supposed to be a holiday episode, but we all agreed that we want to take the holidays off, so instead it's going up now. So, Happy New Year's, everyone, and enjoy the show.
Happy holidays, everybody. Hello.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. It's the winter season. With the winter season comes movies like Elf, Uncanny Valley, Polar Express,
Die Hard.
Die Hard. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Me and Minetta absolutely believe that Die Hard is a Christmas movie. And here on this episode of Movie Mutrals, we're giving you a little bit of a gift.
That's right.
Minetta, what gift are we giving the audience today?
A 2-for-1. The home duology. Saw for kids. We're watching Home Alone 1 and 2.
Baby's first Skyfall.
So I make the joke that Die Hard is a Metroidvania movie. Home Alone is a tower defense.
Home Alone is absolutely a tower defense. Also, if you are an adult and like movies like that, and you want Home Alone for grown-ups, just go watch the Equalizer movies.
That's true. That's super true. Oh my god. Equalizer 1 is absolutely like Home Alone. I haven't seen 2 or 3, but yeah.
I've only seen clips from the first one.
Minor spoilers for the Equalizer. It has a fucking battle royale in a fucking Home Depot. It's sick.
That is pretty dang sick. But so yes, me and Minetta are reviewing the first 2 Home Alone movies because the joke's been made once, it's been made before. This is absolutely the same movie twice.
Yeah, it kind of is. I was gonna say not really, but nah, it kind of is.
A young child gets separated from his family, encounters a Deus Ex Machina in the form of a creepy older stranger.
That's true. Parallels.
That he has a sit-down talk with, understands, learns to love and appreciate his family. The villains are the
true
same.
Meaning of Christmas.
Exactly. They both take place on Christmas, so we're going to talk about what we love about both of them, because me and Minetta, do you watch these ones every year? I cannot go a year without watching Home Alone 1 and 2.
100%. Yeah, like there are a handful of Christmas movies that I watch every year. Excuse me one second. Oh, sorry. There's a handful of Christmas movies I watch every single year. Elf, Nightmare Before Christmas, Die Hard, Home Alone 1 and 2. Like these are I went out of my way to buy myself a copy because I didn't have one when I moved. I needed to have these movies. Like they are a must-watch every single year.
So I guess mine have a little holiday merriment in them, because the first one was over Discord, the second one was with a friend while we were eating lunch and catching up, but I did watch both of these movies with friends. I'd say this is one of those holiday movies that you can have with friends, and you can talk over the movie, because 99.9% of people I know have seen this one.
Yeah, like if you're gonna watch it with, like, unless someone has specifically says, oh yeah, I haven't seen these movies, then yeah, you talk through. It's like I feel like this is the kind of Christmas movie that everyone watches multiple times.
Agreed, because I'm probably gonna watch Home Alone 1, maybe not before Christmas, but before the year ends, definitely. Who knows what the next few days at the time of this recording holds, but like this one and Elf, also when you're like cleaning, you're cooking during the holidays, this makes perfect Yuletide background noise.
Yeah, like that's what holiday movies are for me. Like I just throw, like I've seen this before. I just throw it on. You got the Christmas music, and Home Alone 1 and 2 especially, they have the best soundtrack when it comes to like licensed music, because you got all of the classic songs in these movies, and they're great.
And the theme is pretty well, the da, na, 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 na.
Oh yeah, the score as well is incredible.
I do love that. So we're gonna be talking about both Home Alone movies. Settle in.
Before we kind of get into it, I do remember, I want to say, the best watching I've ever had of Home Alone 1 was, it was several years ago. The Baltimore Symphony Orchestra did a show where they had the movie playing on like a big projector and everyone was watching it. And then they had the orchestra below play the music to the movie. And it was just incredible. It was so cool. And then when you get the scene with the in the church with the choir, they had an actual choir come out and start singing. It was incredible. One of the best movie viewing experiences I've ever had. If your orchestra or something does something similar to that, highly recommend go seeing it. They also did one for Nightmare Before Christmas. It's great.
I'm gonna have to do that at some point, just because I have seen symphonies do that for movies before. I've seen symphonies do that for Star Wars, of course.
Ooh, I bet that's good.
Yeah, like I should go and hear the Imperial March live. Like, I'm pretty sure that's a different experience. like, and that's a crazy thing. Like, it's a slight variation on what you know, but that slight difference makes all the difference. Like, hearing the Home Alone theme played live, I'm pretty sure invokes like Yuletide good feelings. Like,
absolutely.
Yeah, my symphony recently, I need to do it at some point, but I know my symphony a couple months back did it with the movie Coco, and I'm sure that probably was pretty sick.
Good. I haven't seen Coco, but that's probably pretty good.
Yeah, so diving into Home Alone, me and Minette are just going to talk about our favorite scenes, our favorite this, our favorite that. Yeah. We are going to
comparing the two.
Exactly, contrast them both. So before we go into this, do you prefer one or the over the other, or do you hold them on the same thing? Because I hold the first one over the second one.
So as a kid, I preferred two, but I think the more I grew up and like the more I watched them throughout the years, I realized one is the best one. Home Alone 1 is probably my favorite Christmas movie. But I still hold them both in like very high. Like, I can't watch one without the other. If I watched Home Alone 1, I gotta throw in Home Alone 2.
I agree. I agree with you wholeheartedly. I hold one because one cinematically has like a few moments. Like, so one of the big comparisons I'm going to say here is the traps, and I think the traps are a little bit more creative in the first movie than in the second.
In the second, it's significantly more cartoony, and not even just from the trap standpoint, but like the whole situation is just absurd. The how he ends up in New York, how he does like all the traps are crazy. Like Marv turns into a skeleton at one point.
That.
it's a cartoon. It's just wacky, and like everything with the concierge at the Plaza Hotel. I think one is far more grounded than two.
Agreed. One builds up to it and then has a mix of it. The other big thing about Home Alone 2 is that it does. They've said this in the director's commentary. Like, if you watch that they're like, oh yeah, the first one made so much money that we just decided to make a sequel. There was no plans for a Home Alone 2 when they made the first one.
And then they clearly stopped right after Home Alone 2. They didn't make any more.
Never again. Never did they make one, because the thing with the second one is that they had to escalate, right? So now it's Harry and Mob are robbing sick children. Like,
yeah, I still have never seen Home Alone 3, even if it was to exist. But like, I just have no interest in the movie. Like, come on. The Home Alone 1 and 2 are a perfect duology. They go so well together. You gotta watch them.
You know how they escalate in Home Alone 3? Because that was my first.
They turn into some spy thing, don't they?
Yes, there is a terrorist organization that wants a chip that is stuck in a kid's remote control car. Like,
Why?
I don't know. And it's great because Siskel and Ebert famously argued over these movies. Like,
Really?
yeah, Siskel and Ebert never fully agreed on Home Alone 1 and 2. I think it's really weird because Ebert was like, oh yeah, Home Alone 3 is better than the first two. And Siskel's like, if you watch Siskel looks at him like he's out of his mind. Like,
I would look at Siskel like he's out of his mind. What the fuck?
Or you mean Ebert? Yeah.
Or Ebert, rather, yeah.
Yeah. Siskel's is kind of sad because he said Home Alone made him feel sad all the time because he lost his mother when he was like very young. So he said like the scene of Kevin staring out the window when he's by himself. Like, I'm like, dang. But yeah, so I think the second movie is great. It's fun. And like, yes, they escalate things. They escalate the traps. I mean, well, escalate in a sense. Kevin begins by resorting to just throwing bricks.
Yeah, hey, look, if you had bricks that you could throw at people and they're bad people, you would do it.
If some people could argue the first movie, like, oh no, the Wet Bandits would have survived in the first movie.
No.
Like,
they would have survived the first movie easily. Like they would have had concussions, but they would have survived. They would not have survived two. They would not survive falling down several stories of a building. They would not have survived the electricity. They would not have survived the freaking the metal bar falling down the stairs.
Oh, all the tools in the bag falling from over 20 feet up.
Yeah, like they would not. There's no chance. And like the bricks, especially, like off the bat, Marv is dead. Like he's just dead right then and there.
Just cuts to them putting him in the buyback.
How many fingers am I holding up, Marv? 8.
Oh my gosh, that. Talking about the first one, that is actually one of my favorite deliveries in the first one now, is the scene where the spider's on Joe Pesci's like, Marv, what are you doing, Marv? He's like,
Marv, what are you doing?
He's Marv. Like, he's so betrayed. He's like, Marv? Marv?
Yeah, how do you like it, you jerk?
Yeah. The only thing in the first movie that I thought might incapacitate them is going down the icy stairs because those are cement stairs.
Well, I didn't think they would. They would be okay. They would just hurt. Like who hasn't fallen down a set of stairs before?
Some friends of mine compared this to Fortnite. And they're like, oh no, Kevin.
Original like, Fortnite.
Oh, Home Alone's a Fortnite movie. Kevin just broke their shields, and then the old man with the shovel went for the victory run.
Kevin's just yelling, cracked! They're cracked!
They're cracked! So yeah, that's one thing the first movie has over the second is the old man in the first movie. The neighbor. Like...
Totally. Way better than the lady in 2. I like her in 2, but the old man, I think like he's got a much more. I don't know. I like them.
I'm gonna sound so awful for this. I can't watch her scenes without thinking of Mrs. Doubtfire because of her face.
I apologize. That reference goes over my head.
Oh, you've never seen Mrs. Doubtfire?
Nope, I have not.
Oh, future Jesse. Or future Homecoming. Oh well, I don't give a shit because it's only my first date. But future Homecoming. Note to self.
I have to watch that.
Yeah, at some point, it is a very good Robin Williams movie. But
Oh, Robin. Oh shit, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but with this bird lady, yeah, her story, like. See, the first one, it's like, oh, I got in a fight with my son, and because of that, I never see my granddaughter or him anymore. And that's, like, really heart-tugging around the holidays because, knock on wood, in this day and age with this political climate, I feel like some families can relate to that.
Well, the other thing that makes it not, like, I feel it's not as effective as the story in the first one with the old man. because it doesn't really resolve. Like at the end, you see him hugging his son and granddaughter. So, you could he did call and he made up, but here it's like it doesn't really amount to anything. Yeah, they become good friends, but it's not as impactful, I feel.
He gives her the bird. He gives
2 turtle doves.
Yeah, the turtle doves. He doesn't flip her off. He gives her the turtle dove, and then she says, "Merry Christmas, Kevin," and she's still homeless.
Yeah.
Still just out there living with those birds.
Hey, you know what? She's vibing over, the orchestra.
And then somehow we can hear his older brother from the hotel, even though he's at least 50 feet of... Kevin, you spent...
Dad! $968,000 on room service?
Yeah, $968 on rooms. It's like, dude, first of all, with the way that he got sent out into the street, I feel like the hotel would have had to comp that.
They would have. They would have. That hotel fucked up so royally, and it is kind of unbelievable that they still gave them a fucking bill.
And here is the first big reason to watch Home Alone 2. Tim Curry.
Tim Curry crushes it. I don't know if this is a hot take. This is my favorite movie with Tim Curry in it.
Muppets Treasure Island is up there for me. Because he's like Michael Caine in Muppets A Christmas Carol. He takes the Muppets so seriously that it works, if you catch my drift.
Muppets, I don't... I'm not like Jeff Keighley. I don't know about the Muppets all that much.
I still love that Michael Caine was like, I acted with these puppets today. We went in there. Michael Caine is a national treasure.
He is. He is great.
But yes, Tim Curry in this movie, he is my favorite shot in the movie where Kevin is watching The Grinch and it fades.
Yeah.
To him when he finds
that's a good match fade. That's a very good match fade. Yeah, I like that.
Okay. Here's a list of things that carried over from the first movie to the second one, aside from the characters in the scenario. 1, like we said earlier, Deus Ex Machina, older person who saves the day at the end. Crazy traps. Using a sequel to the gangster movie to get out of a situation.
That's true. Yeah, that's good. Oh man. Okay. Would you? Okay. I don't know about you, but I would totally watch Angels with Filthy Souls and Angels with Even Filthier Souls.
Angels with Even
I think
Filthier Souls.
those are certified classics right there.
Here's the thing: Disney Plus should just make those like 2 1-hour specials, and I would get Scorsese on the phone. Have Scorsese.
It's me, Snakes. I got the stuff.
You've been smooching with every... Okay, when he says you're smooching with everybody in town, and he says the name...
His name is Cliff at the end.
Yeah, the bellhop guy!
It's a lie!
It's a lie. It's just like, when he looks at him, he's like, I know you've been smooching all over town.
Little Mo with the gimpy leg, Cheeks, Boney Bob, Cliff.
I love that. That is my favorite scene in the movie. I will say that the second movie... Okay, between the two, which one would you say is most mean-spirited?
Mean-spirited? How do you mean mean-spirited?
Like, I'm gonna argue that the second one is more mean-spirited because they have to escalate it over the first one, but like, the opening with them dunking on Kevin because they have to do that in the first one again. Like...
Okay, yeah, it's totally 2 for multiple reasons. 1, everyone is like so needlessly mean to Kevin again. Like again. But also Kevin snaps back hard in this movie. Like there's a line when he's in the van. It's like, oh, it's a good thing I have my own ticket, just in case you guys try to ditch me. It's like you say that to your mom, who's probably fucking traumatized after that experience. It's like, holy shit.
Oh, so each one had a celebrity appearance that also made the movie. I love John Candy Polka Van in the first one.
Oh, the Kenosha Kickers.
He's never seen
Polka King of the Midwest.
I love mine in a funeral parlor. It was about $5-6.
Oh god.
Just the kid and the corpse. Yeah, he opened up again about 5-6 weeks later. He started talking again.
Oh my god.
But the fact that they filmed the polka scene in only 24 hours on minimal sleep is incredible.
Wait, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, they did all of John Candy's stuff in a day.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you know our polka stuff? Polka, 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 polka. No.
Polka, polka.
So, in the first movie, did you notice that after Kevin spills the milk and everyone's being mean to him, his ticket is in the trash?
Yeah, that was one thing that I never really fully realized that, like, the milk spilled onto his passports his tickets, and so as he was like wiping everything up, threw it away.
This one is going to start a new ranking. We will bring this ranking back when movies like a Goofy movie comes out, but this is a movie that I would put in the S tier of movies that have pizza that I want to eat.
Oh god, got a plate.
Like Little Nero's.
Little Nero's. What? Oh yeah, I also love the running gag of whenever any car pulls up to the house, they run into that statue.
And then they did it in the second one.
Every time they do it, it's so funny.
So here's a plot hole for the second one, though.
There are many plot holes in the second one, but
yes. But here's one of the big ones that my friend pointed out that I didn't even think about because I was lost in the Christmas whimsy. So, in the first movie, their alarm clock doesn't really go well because of a power surge.
Yeah, the power went out.
Yeah, the power went out, and then it came back on, and that's why they all overslept. In the second one, it's because Kevin unplugged the alarm clock, and the dad plugged it back in. But everyone else has alarm clocks in the house. Like, only theirs,
I guess,
would have been off.
Yeah. That is one aspect of it's like, wait a minute, hold up. Something ain't right.
Yeah, they did that just so that they can be like, we overslept again, and then
I do love that. Sorry, guys.
Oh no, go ahead.
I do love that. We did it again! Ah!
I find it okay. So I do like the difference between the first and the second one is that the mom in the second one brings the whole family with her. Like,
yeah.
Because
I guess there was no like reason to not bring the whole family in this situation, because with one, like, they couldn't get a flight back to Chicago until 2 days later, but she just wanted to take her chances, and it's like, I'm gonna try and get there earlier. Here there was no reason to not bring everyone along.
And that scene with her and Tim Curry, where so you're saying you let him go out into one of the biggest cities in the world while we tried to.
I love John Hurt just goes, could you stay at him?
Could you stay? Oh yeah, also Rob Schneider. The only movie I like Rob Schneider in.
There's another movie I like Rob Schneider in, but I'm not gonna fight this.
Oh, wait, what's the other one?
I'm trying to think about it, though. Like, I know there's one other movie I like Rob Schneider in, but this isn't the only.
Yeah, that could be possible. I just associate him with Adam Sandler, tomfoolery, does stuff that might require an apology later style humor.
Hmm.
maybe he was in 50 First Dates, because I actually do like that one. But yes, Tim Curry is great. That's the reason why we're reviewing both of them, everyone. They are literally have so much in common, but that's okay.
No, hey, like we'll just do it again, but new scenario, and it's like that's fine. They're still great.
Yeah, we'll do. Albeit though, some people have problems with the bird lady's like backstory, because she's just like, yeah, he left, so I just live with birds now. Like,
yeah, like I said, it's not as impactful as the old man's story. What is his name? Forget his name. Because the old man has a name.
I don't know, but I gotta talk about this now. Going on record here, though, someone who goes to church and such and whatnot, I've seen a lot of faith-based movies in my life. This is still the best church scene I've ever seen in a movie.
You're always welcome at church.
You're always welcome. Well, except the wet bandits. They see the church early. They're like, oh, we can't. Like, afraid of getting, like, smitten or something. They're like, oh, we can't go in there. This low security, very old-looking church. So yeah, when I was rewatching the second one, I liked them. I will say that I wouldn't necessarily say hated, but I wasn't a fan of the opening bit of the movie. Like, so first of all, this movie is a great way to teach young audiences what Chekhov's gun is.
Yeah, well, because the tarantula in 1, that is a perfect example of Chekhov's gun.
The tape recorder, the inflatable clown,
Yeah. Inflatable clown.
All that stuff. Like, basically the house is Chekhov's gun. But the other thing about this opening is that, like you said, the family is so much more mean to him early on, and I don't like it. Like, the fact that Biff and them were making that whole audience like laugh at him.
It's like, yeah. Wait, no, Buzz.
Buzz. He just
Buzz
looks like Biff.
He emits that same energy of movie asshole brother. But it's baffling that Kevin was the one in trouble. Like, come on. He's 9.
He's like, oh, I apologize for my actions, blah, blah, blah. It's because Kevin pushed him, and I guess he can't, he lives in a glass house, so he can't take any stones thrown. First of all, Kevin's 9. He's like 3 feet over him. There's no way that a little baby shove would have had him take out the whole bottom roll and then knock out that poor pianist with that Christmas tree.
Yeah, that was kind of funny. I'm there with Uncle Frank.
Oh yeah, Uncle Frank's laughing at his own nephew being pranked on in front of everybody. It's like, oh, that was funny. It's like, Frank is the worst
Uncle
character. He's worse than the Wet Bandits.
Well, I remember the line in Home Alone 1 when when the mom goes, "What kind of mother am I?" "Hey, if it makes you feel any better, I forgot my reading glasses." And everyone just kind of looks at him.
Look what you did, you little jerk. It's like, also, I think, because that's Uncle Frank. Okay, are all those kids Kevin's siblings, or some of those his cousins?
Some of them are cousins.
I think Frank's kid is the bedwetter, though.
Yes, yeah. Well, so fun fact, that is Uncle Frank's kid, but the actor is Macaulay Culkin's brother, and plays Wallace Wells in Scott Pilgrim.
In Scott Pilgrim, yeah! Macaulay Culkin's brother! Yeah. Oh, Leia. I do think it's funny that between both movies, it's like, hey, lay off the Pepsi, and then the second one he's drinking Coke. Like, it's like he's like, dang, they cut off Pepsi. Better go to the competitors. Like,
No more Beppis.
no more. Hey, lay off the liquids there, bud. We already packed the rubber sheets. It's like,
And it's like, the crazy part is that everyone knows he wets the bed, and then they use that fact as punishment for Kevin.
you're gonna have to
You're gonna have to stay with Fuller in the third floor. Yeah, he's gonna wet the bed. Yeah.
What the heck? One thing that is in between the first and second movie is that I feel like that hotel would gotten sued. I don't think, thinking about stolen credit card or not, I don't think Tim Curry would be allowed to walk in someone's room like that.
I imagine they gave that suite, and like they did give the suite. They did charge for the room service, but the suite I think was free. I think they probably gave that under the pretenses of, we'll give you this, please don't sue us.
Yeah, please don't sue, because, well, I meant way earlier on when he walks in during the shower scene. It's like, I don't think he would have been allowed in that room, period. Like, he didn't knock or anything. He just let himself in.
Well, he did go housekeeping. And started sneaking in.
Oh, he covered himself. How great. Tim Curry is great. Of course, the fall to your knees and tell me I love you.
I love you.
That. So let's backpedal to the first movie. The scene in the church, honestly, just the dialogue in it is so.
It's very heartfelt. It's very, very good.
Oh, aren't you a little too old to be afraid? Be old for a lot of things.
I love that scene in Seinfeld when George is watching Home Alone and he just Jerry comes back to his apartment. It's like, what are you crying from Home Alone? The old man.
I teared up last time I watched that scene where you just see him hug his daughter. There's no his granddaughter. There's no
they
dialogue.
Just wave to each other.
Wave at each other.
Yeah. Great. Very, very good.
Mission accomplished. We got the victory royale. I knocked the shields.
Chicken dinner.
You went for the victory royale. We won the battle royale. Okay, so let's talk about the wet bandits and then the sticky bandits. Good old.
All right, well, the wet bandits are more powerful than the sticky bandits.
Oh, so did you notice that under their outfits in the second movie are prison uniforms?
I did not notice that.
Yeah, there are these like under both of their shirts. There are these like blue denim, like clearly prison uniform things.
I'll have to catch that because, you know, technically we're recording this now. I'm only halfway through Home Alone 2, but like I've seen this movie back and forth, so we can still do this.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to notice that when I continue it.
Yeah, the traps in best traps. What would you say is your personal favorite?
My favorite, I think it has to be when Marv is in Home Alone 1. Marv is sneaking through the window and he steps on all those ornaments and he just yells, "I'm gonna kill that kid!" I just love that delivery.
Oh, that delivery is absolutely fantastic. I think my favorite of the traps is also in the first one. It's the blowtorch.
The blowtorch is a classic.
Yeah, like, I love how Harry is dumb enough to stand there and scream while he's getting blowtorched.
That is a shot out of a cartoon. That, like, when he's just, like, he's standing there screaming, like Wile E. Coyote, like, replace Harry with Wile E. Coyote.
Exactly, and you had such a point. Both of them, eventually, they're heartfelt, they're Christmas classics, they have good acting, they have good these are memorable movies, these are staples, but at the end, they kind of really lay it on the slapstick. The second one more so than the first.
Oh, the second one's total slap. Like I said, Marv becomes a skeleton.
No, I think the one that would have killed him, aside from the brick, aside from Marv just dying right there from the bricks.
Well, also, Harry would have gotten some serious burns from putting his head in the kerosene-filled toilet.
Okay, though. Okay, this is just soft for kids, you're right. This is just soft for kids. The kerosene-filled toilet. That's terrible! Kevin's
or was it kerosene? It may have been just gasoline, but I don't know. So, whatever made that explosion. Like, and they cut outwards to just see all the windows flash.
Kevin is a Bond villain. Kevin is a James Bond villain.
He's aware of his power.
Yeah, I think, like, one of our friends mentioned this, but, like, the fact that at the end of the second movie, they just pull a gun on him.
Yeah, but then the gun doesn't work because they're all slippery.
Yeah. The gun doesn't work, and then the lady throws birdseed on them because they're sticky also.
Yeah, oh, yeah, that as well.
So the interesting thing about the second movie is that, yes, Kevin gets all these elaborate traps. Yes, Marv also probably would have died when he went through that hole in the floor. Like,
yeah, that too. That is a good part. I've reached the top. Falls down.
Done.
What?
See, one of my friends is like, "Oh, why did you see that?" I'm like, he's probably concussed from the bricks, at least. He's because Harry didn't get hit by any bricks. Marv got hit by 4 of them. Like, full on to the temple. One thing that I find interesting is that Kevin runs into them, like, multiple times.
Oh, yeah.
The second movie really dumps on him. He ends up losing his nice, secure hotel room that he could have, like, bunked out in for a couple nights till his parents got home. He lost that. He, gets caught by them in the street.
Yep.
Like
right after he leaves the hotel.
Yeah. He pinches the woman's butt to get away.
Oh god, that was... Kevin is wise beyond his years.
The fact that he did that, and then Marv's like, hello.
Hello.
He punches him. He did it! Just, like...
Did what?
Punch to the face. But yeah, like...
Thanks.
He's really, like, down and out on his... Like, that scene actually kind of mortified me the first time I saw it, where he's, like, out and about at night, and they're like, watch it, kid! And he, like, gets in the cab. He's like, oh, take me somewhere. Can't be scarier than in here. And he's like, ah! He, like, runs.
Why are people like... Well, it's New York, I don't know.
Yeah, why do people want to live in New York? Home Alone 2 showed me that being lost in New York is both exciting and terrifying at the same time.
Well, speaking of New York, so there's I want to this is a public service announcement for everyone to watch a movie that I guarantee you most people haven't. There's a movie called After Hours, and it has both Catherine O'Hara and John Hurd. And in my head canon, much like how Goodfellas is also a prequel to Home Alone, that is where the prequel where the McAllisters meet.
So Kevin's parents met.
Yeah, Kevin's parents, they meet in Soho in New York, and oh god, After Hours is fucking crazy.
So I kind of want to see After Hours. That I wouldn't mind seeing that. You've definitely opened my eyes to, like, be like, hey, you know what? Seeing a movie, like, I will. You know what? I'll give my little holiday plug here. It is rated R. It is very much a Dead Poet Society style movie. But if you want a really good holiday movie that's new this year. The Holdovers is
Holdovers
really
radar?
good. Yes, it is.
Huh? I didn't know that.
It's a lot. A lot of it is in the dialogue for them to go for that 70s movie Dead Poet Society style feeling.
Okay.
So yeah,
I wanted to see that. I don't know if I'll get but I wanted to.
I definitely hope you can, even when it like hits digital or streaming or something. I think you would thoroughly enjoy it. It's like,
Yeah, it looks good. It looks good for sure.
I'm so invested because I want this to be the movie where Paul Giamatti gets an Oscar. That's how good he did in this movie.
Was he the lead?
He's the supporting.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
maybe.
I think the teenager who is left as the quote-unquote holdover is considered the lead.
Oh, okay, sure.
And then Paul Giamatti is kind of like this supporting character. For Home Alone, though, you mentioned this earlier. The score of this movie, though, both of them, no notes. Didn't John Williams do these?
Yes. Yeah, John Williams did do these. Let me quadruple check that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it was John Williams.
Yeah, John Williams did it. The Home Alone theme is great. My favorite piece of music is in the first movie, where it cuts from the choir into like the epic version when he like goes home to like make the traps.
I feel like have you heard that song? Or is Carol of the Bells? I think that song is called. There's a metal version of that song, and it's fucking gre't.
Oh,
that's the final boss Christmas music.
the final boss of when Santa.
If Platinum made a Christmas game, this would be the music to play.
I hate to be that person to correct you, but they did. It's called Bayonetta 2.
It's true. It's true. No, no. Don't hate to be that person. You were correct. Bayonetta 2 is a Christmas game.
Bayonetta 2 is a Christmas game, and so is Spider-Man Miles Morales. What the? No, this is the JRPG music. The heavy metal one is the JRPG music that someone has to play when they fight Tim Allen in order to become the next Santa Claus.
I haven't seen those movies that much.
I've never seen any of them.
I remember watching the first one. I have not seen the second or third. I haven't seen Devil May Cry 3. But have you seen that poster of the third Santa Claus movie where it just says Devil May Cry 3 on it?
Yes, I have, and I absolutely adore it. I was a young lad. We were both super young when the third one actually was in theaters, and I remember some friends of mine were like, "Oh, we saw it. It was really bad," and I was like, "I'm not gonna go see that."
Excellent. Love to hear it.
So one little thing to wrap this up with, kind of like a fun little bonus bow on all this, because I think we've thoroughly went through every character, every bit, everything that carried over. Like, this is definitely a good packed episode.
Oh, yeah, totally.
You said this is your
movies.
favorite Christmas special.
Yeah, this is my favorite Christmas movie. I mean, like there are there better movies than this one, yeah, but I love Home Alone 1 in particular. If gun to my head, I had to pick a favorite Christmas movie, I would say Home Alone 1.
So, there's one carryover between both of them. I don't get why in the second one it's different because they're still in America, but they watch It's a Wonderful Life in a foreign language twice.
Oh yeah, that's true. Well, that's I don't know if like Florida. I don't know. Spanish?
I don't know why it's in Spanish in Florida. Like, you're still in America.
I do like also the gag of Home Alone 2 where it's raining all the time in Florida.
You know what? They deserve that. Uncle Frank specifically deserved that.
Wasn't this bad on our honeymoon?
Yeah. Oh, did you actually pay for that one? Did you actually? Is this one you actually paid for? Why is Kevin's parents paying for Uncle Frank? Like,
someone did the math. I saw a Reddit post. It's like, how much money do you think like they make in order to afford A, these vacations, and B, this house? And I think the answer was like they have to be like at the time like high executive business people.
yeah, they have to be. They absolutely have to be. I mean, there's also the fact that all the amount of there are some cash wads in that envelope that Kevin takes.
Oh yeah,
Wait, where's my wallet? He has my wallet.
Kevin's got my wallet.
Where's my... Da, na, 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 na. But
Yeah, fantastic, classic, great Christmas movies. One and two both.
absolutely. But I do, for the audience, you know, these could end up being reviews next year. What are some of your other favorites?
Well, like I mentioned at the beginning, like Elf, Die Hard, like movies that I always watch during Christmas. Charlie Brown, It's a Christmas, Charlie Brown. What else is there? Oh, Klaus. Klaus on Netflix. That movie is incredible. It is very, very, very good. It is probably one of my favorite Santa Clauses, played by J.K. Simmons. The main character is the same voice actor who played the Spot in Spider-Verse.
Santa Claus, why'd you create that guy?
Santa Claus, fuck this guy up. Yeah, fuck him up. Twist his dick.
Take away his present.
Give him coal. Santa Claus, give him coal.
Give him coal, Santa. Santa Claus, why'd you make that guy?
It's a very inside joke, but
I need to watch Klaus. That one's on the list.
You Brown in particular would love Klaus, I think. Klaus is really good. It's animated and it's just great.
Okay, now I'm excited. So for me, my all-time favorite, like you said, gun to my head, is the 1950s Boris Karloff How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
The animated?
Yes, old school animated.
Okay. Yeah, that one's good. That's classic. Can't fight that.
I have to watch that every year. Charlie Brown also up there. Charlie Brown is kind of crazy because that is a holiday special that was ahead of its time because it dealt with seasonal depression.
Yeah, really.
What?
Nightmare. The other one that I watch every single year is Nightmare Before Christmas. I would always put that on. We would always put that on when we are putting up our tree, but you know, obviously I didn't watch it this year yet because I don't have a tree. But sorry, I cut you off.
No, you are perfectly fine.
Okay.
The Nightmare Before Christmas, I usually watch that in November because I feel like it. I will argue with you that it is more. Some people are like, oh, it's all purely. The opening is Halloween ending.
The whole point is that they have nothing to do until next Halloween.
Yeah. Oh, and you get one of the best lines ever. 365 days till next Halloween. 364!
My favorite line in that movie is, I'm just an elected official here. I can't make decisions by myself.
Yeah, that mayor's in office. Everybody listens to Jack, though. That's why that's just incredible.
Because Jack is a pro.
Jack is a pro who is not... They're sending us fireworks. They're congratulating us for such a good job. No, they're shooting at us. They're trying to hit us. Yes, Jack. You put a giant snake in a kid's house and it ate his entire Christmas tree.
I also do kind of like how it just kind of confirms, like, yeah, no, Santa is real and Christmas is just real. and I feel like the society of like outside of the holiday worlds is just like, yeah, no, this is real. We know.
Oh yeah, because even the adults are like, so this new weird version of Santa Claus is like, it's...
Yeah, they're like, yeah, and then they're like protecting themselves.
It's like bar their windows and it's like...
Gotta turn on that fire.
Oh yeah, they turn on the fireplace. Merry
Nightmare Before Christmas is wild.
You all a good night. We get shot down. I love that. But for me, let me see. Grinch, Charlie Brown, Nightmare Before Christmas. Holdovers is now kind of a new one. Elf. There are a couple
Elf.
that I will be watching this year that are new. There's one called 8-Bit Christmas, which is apparently like Christmas Story, except it's all about getting an NES.
Ha! Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that.
Oh,
Christmas
the
Story.
Angry Video Game Nerd Christmas episodes.
See, you have that. I go down the line of, like, I will open up every streaming service I have and watch Christmas specials of, like, the Justice League animated series, Chowder, Billy and Mandy, Fairly Odd Parents, Sponge Christmas Who is, like, one of my... But,
oh, here's one lesser known. Well, lesser known. It's got
Yes.
Kurt Russell in it, but it's on Netflix. It's called Christmas Chronicles. There's a second one which is terrible, but the first one's honestly not that bad. And Kurt Russell plays a really fun Santa. I think that's a fun one to just kind of throw on.
Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas is one that I watched a lot growing up. That one, did you ever watch that one, Minetta?
I did not.
Okay, so it's three little vignettes. There's one where Huey, Dewey, and Louie wish for it to be Christmas every day. There's one where Mickey, one of them, which is the gift of the Magi, which is the story. They use Mickey and Minnie for it, but it's the I sold this to get you what you wanted. I sold this to get you what you wanted story.
It's like, I think that's like it reminds me of like the Rugrats Christmas special. I haven't watched it in over a decade plus, but I remember that being the whole like yeah, now you yeah.
It's the gifts of the Magi. And then there's one in the middle where Goofy is trying to prove to Max that Santa is real and give Max a special Christmas. And Goofy sits out on his roof till like 5 in the morning trying to prove it. And he's like, and they live next door to Pete, and Pete's being so mean. This is like little kid Goof Troop Max. So he's like 6 or 7, and he just wants a snowboard. And Goofy's sitting out on the roof because Pete is like, oh, Santa Claus doesn't exist, blah, blah, blah. And he's being really mean to the kid. So Goofy's like, I'm going to prove to Pete that Santa Claus is real and to my kid. So he's sitting out on the roof and he's like, Maxie, look, it's Santa. And you see a shadowy figure on Pete's roof. It cuts, you hear this helicopter, it flashes, and you see it's a dude breaking into Pete's house. He's like, we got you surrounded, put your hands in the air.
Oh, jeez.
It's so great. And then at the end, Santa does show up, and I think Santa basically murders Pete because he buries Pete's house in like 20 feet of snow. And Pete is snowed in, so hope you went grocery shopping, Pete. But it's that one, and then my lesser known one is also on Netflix. Now, this story has been told a million times, but this version is equally as good as some of the best tellings. And that is Scrooge: A Christmas Carol.
My Scrooge of choice, it's one of the older ones. I forget. I think it's the 1984 one. Yeah, 1984 Christmas Carol. That's the one that I like.
I feel like the only one that really does it wrong is Scrooge with Bill Murray. Like, that one just did not get the point of a Christmas Carol. But if you want a fun one, watch The Black Adder, which is have you ever heard of that?
No, I have not.
So Rowan Atkinson, aka Mr. Bean, plays throughout the rest of the series. He like plays this like villain in history. Like, he plays the worst of the worst, from evil kings to, evil political figures. But in the Christmas special for the Blackadder, he plays a nice guy who gives to charity and stuff like that. And he gets visited by the 3 ghosts of Christmas, and they're like, you're not following your family line. And by the end, he becomes a giant asshole, and he's just punching Cratchit over and over again. It's like they do a reverse Christmas Carol, and it surprisingly worked. Ernest Saves Santa is Ernest Saves Christmas. That one is worth it purely for the Santa in it. He is like one of the best versions of Santa I've ever seen in a movie. But yeah, Scrooge: A Christmas Carol, the last thing I'll say about it. It is an animated musical starring like Luke Evans and a lot of actors who are known for doing like English musical theater or like British stuff. But it is really good. The music is really good, and basically, you know the scene that we all know in Christmas Carol where his fiance leaves him?
Yeah.
They do that, but her song is so powerful that it stops time itself, and it becomes a My Heart Will Go On style rock ballad where it's called Later Never Comes, and she's essentially being like, hey, you keep telling me later, but later never comes around. And it's her leaving him, and it's so it's really good. It's that, and then there's another song that I like from the story we all know. When it gets to the point where Scrooge is in the future and he's dead, the whole town does this really upbeat song, and they're throwing a literal parade, and the guy's singing it. It's like dancing on his casket as it's being pulled down the street. It's so it's great.
Wow.
Everyone's like, hey, he finally died. Let's all throw a parade with what little money we have. But yes, thank you for joining me, Minetta.
Absolutely. Thank you all for listening.
Exactly. Thank you for listening. Me and Minetta will be back in 2024 with more movies to watch. Minetta's going to show me stuff. Whoa. Or what
Gotta watch After Hour.
We gotta watch After Hour. We need to watch it next
prequel.
November. Before Christmas comes.
Sure, yeah.
Home Alone.
The prequel. We have to watch After Hours and Goodfellas because both of those take place before Home Alone.
It's true.
Okay, Joe Pesci in Home Alone has the exact same persona as he does in both of those Scorsese movies. It is kind of insane.
Do
He
I look
literally
like
threatens
Tony
to
you?
eat a child.
Yeah, apparently he accidentally bit Macaulay Culkin's finger.
It looked like it.
Which,
Yeah.
dang. Imagine going from Scorsese movies like, oh, do I look like a clown to you? Or, I think he was in some other Oscar-nominated movie. And then going from that to getting hit in the face with paint cans. Oh, there's also Joe Pesci's realizing that he's in a kid movie, not swear words.
Not. Yeah. Yeah, he definitely can't swear.
Yes. He can't swear, and he really wants to, but we will be back in 2024 to review more movies. You know what? I'm going to say it right here. Me and Minetta are also even going to try to review movies as they are released in theaters at some point next year, maybe like a Marvel movie or like a big animated movie or
Something that we both see, yeah.
yeah, something that we both see. You know, Ridley Scott's next movie before Gladiator 2.
What even is Ridley Scott's next movie?
It's called Bomb, and it's about
Oh,
some guy.
yeah. Does it? You told me it was related to Speed.
Well,
Sonic
I
the
thought it
Hedgehog's
was
favorite movie.
Okay, so I may or may not have been drunk when I looked into that.
Was that not
So-
true?
It's not Speed, but it's about a bomb threat, and the person has a history with the person who's making the bomb threat.
Oh, okay.
Like
All right,
that.
so it is kind of like Speed, but it's not related to Speed.
Yeah, it's not related to. There's no bus. There's no boat. there's no
I think it was
car.
called The Bus That Couldn't Slow Down.
A bus that couldn't slow down, and also Apparently, Liam Neeson was in a movie earlier this year that was basically his. It was like Taken mixed with Speed, and I heard it was not good.
He's typecast like that like crazy. Kind of hilarious.
Or are you saying that Taken kind of like tanked his career?
Oh!
It's like
I mean, like, see, I watched Taken again recently, and I think that movie's good. It hasn't aged particularly well in some areas, but I think it's good. But ever since that movie, he's just been in those kinds of movies, like Nonstop, The Commuter. I think he's in a movie called Blacklight or something, and they're all just like, oh, Cold Pursuit. They're all like that.
they're all. Your dad will watch this on TNT in the afternoon.
Nonstop's
After
also good
football.
though. It's Taken in a plane. I kind of like Nonstop.
Taken in a plane. But we will be back next year with more episodes of Movie Mutuals. Minna, thank you so much for doing this show with me.
Thank you very much. Yeah, glad to. I like it.
I've had a lot of fun with this. You enjoy your holiday season. I'm going to spend my holiday season playing Ghost of Tsushima.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah, Merry
We should
Christmas to
add
those who
Kurosawa
celebrate. Happy
movies.
holidays to everyone else. Yes. Do you have any other last things to say, Minetta?
Nope. Nothing else. Go see After Hours. Good movie.
Go watch the Home Alone prequel movies, or, in fact, watch Home Alone these holiday seasons. We will see you on the next episode of Movie Mutuals. Take care.
Peace.